You are listening to Trophy Horse with your hosts, Tricky Mick, Alex, I Yield to No One,
Steve,
and Troy.
Squiggle on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trophy Horrors. This is episode 365. I'm your host, Tricky Mick. Alongside with me, the man, the myth, and the legend. Although he doesn't have 100 platinums, he's Alex.
Yeah, but I have some real quality platinums in my console of achievements on the PlayStation family of consoles.
He brings the awesome every single week, including being the best guitarist the second best guitarist in our band. I yield to no one.
second best. Sir, you better go check the stats. I'm the best.
Yeah, I've been sending you taunts back left and right.
Yield, you should know by now that Tricky doesn't rely on facts or logic. He just speaks.
I know.
Just because you lost the poll does not mean anything, okay?
No, it was 21-15 in favor of hoodies are not sweaters.
Oh, I just voted on that one.
All right, hold on. And he's the master of the dual screens. He's Mr. Steven Fontana.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? That's me. How you doing? Woo, we're back.
Do some funny voices, Steve.
Yeah. What is that? Is that what I am? I'm the funny guy, huh? I'm the voices guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what
You're
I've
the
been-
clever guy and the entertainer. And yeah.
'Cause I'm the entertainer.
You know what? You're the most talented individual here.
Oh, why? Thank you. That's very flattering.
I don't discontent that. Okay. I am looking up the results of the poll because actually the numbers have changed a little bit. But before I reveal the results, okay, the reason the reason this started is because Alex was out and about on the town and he was wearing his Proven Gamer hoodie / sweater. Okay, so I said, hey, Alex, nice sweater. He goes, it's not a sweater, sir. It's a hoodie. I said, a hoodie is a sweater. He goes, no, it's not. And then conversation persisted, and then I put up a poll. So I'm going to ask everybody individually on the show here. Steven, is a hoodie a sweater?
A hoodie is a type of sweater, yes.
Yield?
No, a hoodie is a type of sweatshirt. A sweater is something itchy and colorful. Like,
Let's not start a debate yet. Alex?
A hoodie is a sweatshirt with a hood.
boom.
A sweater is something completely different. You know, they keep you warm, and obviously they're more knit, but the material on a sweater is much different and more porous than the density of a sweatshirt. If a sweatshirt and a sweater are the same thing, we would not need both words.
All right, so the results of the poll is... I'm trying to do the math here real quick. 23-16 in favor of Alex winning.
Yeah, because people are not insane.
Okay, so now here is some of the comments that I like because I like some of these comments. Andrew Millimus, who you guys heard on the show last week, was it? I don't know. He was on the show. He said a hoodie is a sweatshirt with a hood. A sweater is usually a knitted wool-based long sleeve akin to a sweatshirt. The business comes along, says, I have sweaters and I have sweatshirts. And hoodies are definitely sweatshirts. I mean, look at a sweatshirt. A hoodie is just one of those. Same material and everything with a hood on it.
That's absolutely right.
Joseph Priestley says, a sweater is what grandma makes you. A hoodie, sweatshirt is something you buy at the store. And then one of my friends, Deanna, says, hoodie equals sweatshirt. And for casual wear, sweater is more dressy. And then John Van says, "You uncultured swine, a hoodie is not a sweater."
So, Alex was right.
Yes. Alex was right.
I don't agree, but I'm gonna go with the masses because that's the type of
because the masses are right.
I'm gonna pull out a tricky ism here. You can either agree with me or you can be wrong.
Actually, I'm not the one that started that phrase, but I'll take it.
You're the first person I heard it from, so you're getting the credit.
Well, it's a former host said it, and you weren't on the shows when that former host used to say it. All right, so let's get into our trophy count here. I am level 38, total trophies of 9,672 with 112 platinums. Alex?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I have recently gained a level. That's right, I'm now level 31 with 6,764 total trophies with 100 platinums in 99 games. And quite frankly, that platinum count's not going to change anytime soon because I'm never going to get the Mega Man 11 platinum.
Oh, come on.
It's rated as a 9 out of 10 on in difficulty on PSN profiles. Basically, it's considered as hard as Vanquish.
Really? And it looked like you were doing so well.
Well, you know what? A lot of them aren't really... a lot of the trophies are actually attainable, but there's also a challenge, like 30 rooms, for like a Dr. Light challenge of 30 rooms where you get 1 health bar and no lives, which is pretty hard. And there's
insane.
There's also one where you have to beat the game in under 60 minutes. And on casual, I was still over 2 hours. Like over 3 hours probably.
Wow.
So the time limit one, the speed limit one, is probably the hardest trophy in the game.
Yield, what are your trophies, sir?
So, I'm at a level 27. I'm at a trophy count of 5554. Had I realized I was that close, I'd have gained an extra trophy just to have 5555.
Okay.
But I didn't get there, so opportunity missed. And a platinum count of 85.
All right, Steve.
Hey, everybody, that's me. I'm Steve. I am level 15, 2,073 trophies, and 11 plats. And, I don't know, 7 games or something.
And Sid is level 35, total trophies of 7,833 with 135 platinums.
Ooh.
All right, so we're going to get into what we're playing, and I'm going to start with Yield, because Yield, me and you have been playing a lot of one game where I've only been playing one other game that I know none of you guys else have played. So, obviously, I've been playing the Division a lot, so...
yes, you've been playing a lot.
A lot. I think I just crossed 600 hours in the game.
Total. A lot.
Not 600 hours in a week, but 600 hours total. And I'm probably going to go play that before I have to go to work tonight.
Hey, Tricky?
Yes, sir.
You know there's not 600 hours in a week, right?
I know.
So why would you have to make that differentiation?
Because he's tired.
I'm half awake.
He's a sleepy boy. Leave him alone, all right?
This is what happens when you ask, one of your co-hosts to host for you, and he goes, "I can't do it because I can't open multiple browsers at one time."
Yes. This is why I need a new computer. This isn't, this is a fact. This is a known fact.
But the other game I've been playing, and I've actually recruited 2 members of my family, including the Goddess and Sweet Mama D. We've been kicking some ass in some Rock Band 4 there, buddy.
Yes, we have been. I actually dug my drums out. Been playing some drums. Been happy. I've actually gold starred some songs, and I even full comboed and gold starred some songs on Expert. So I was kind of proud of myself. Granted, it was the easy ones, but still.
Have you brutal started a game yet? Song yet?
No, you got me on that one.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. Now, granted, I'm gonna say the 2 songs that I got brutal stars on are I want to word it and say like they don't deserve to be brutal stars. There's 2 songs by System of a Down where you can literally talk your way through as long as you know the song, because there's no waves on the singing, and you'll get 100% combo.
Loophole.
So because I don't know if you guys know anybody that's played Rock Band is you know when you normally play Rock Band you have the highway of all the notes that are coming down.
Yeah.
When you play on Brutal, there's a line that moves up. Like, okay, if you're playing guitar, you know how you have the full highway?
Yeah.
As you get more notes correct in a row, there's a line that moves slowly up until a certain point. So as the notes come down, you'll see the notes, but then they cross that line, they turn invisible, and you still have to time it for when they hit the line at the bottom.
Yeah, you basically you have to time it and memorize the notes ahead of time.
Right. Well, when you're singing, you know, that line moves from the left to the right, but if you know the song and you know where the words are supposed to be, you literally don't have to worry about hitting a note because you can just say the word.
Gotcha.
And you don't even have to say the words. You can just sit there and go la 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 the entire time and get it.
Yeah.
Or you could do what one of my friends did, and I did not do it. I swear to God, I did not do this. You can just take the microphone, stick it next to the TV speaker, and as long as it's making sound and the microphone picks it up, it counts.
That's pretty funny.
But I recruited Sweet Mama D, who I was playing guitar, trying to do the rival songs, and Sweet Mama D goes, "Can I sing?" So I was like, yeah, go ahead, baby, you can sing. I'm thinking like it's gonna do nothing. 5 songs in, she did not miss one note on medium. On the 5 songs I played.
Boom!
I was like, we're making you an account right now, and we're putting you a member of the band. And then she went on, and she's a clever little girl because she did this right ahead of her bedtime, and she took the gamer dad in me and took advantage of it, and somehow her bedtime went from 8:00 that night to 10:30.
Dad.
Loophole.
Well, listen, in my defense, there was no school the next day.
Oh, well then. It was a bonding moment.
Yes. We
See.
we were singing All About That Bass. And then we were singing We're Walking on Sunshine. Which surprisingly she got 100% on hard.
Wow.
Don't
that feel good?
I went, you're like my little prodigy right now. I gave her a big old hug. But sadly, we did not get promoted this week.
Oh no, that was no joke this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be no joke again this week, but at least there is
some songs that we like to play.
Yes. And I've been kicking some ass in some Pokemon Go this week as well, but I've also been pseudo cheating at it. So
pseudo cheating? How dare you?
Okay, well, here's the story. You guys all know that there's Pokemon Go. You guys know all those Pokemon Go watches out there, which are officially licensed, and you literally wear this watch, and as you go up to a Pokemon, or you come up to a Pokestop, you hit a button, and it will collect it, or it'll throw it and try to capture it, or it'll, the Pokemon will go run away, whatever. You guys know all that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's a project out there called Gotcha, which is exactly the same thing, only it automatically collects all Pokestops and all Pokemon. Does the exact same thing. The only difference is I don't have to press a button for it to activate. So I drive to work and drive home to work and drive at work, and I can get anywhere from 50 to 150 Pokemon a day.
Where's the fun in that? Oh, that's right. You don't like to have fun playing video games. You just do it the easy way.
Well, again, in my defense, my Pokemon Go account is literally Sweet Mama D's. And I'm stocking her up for when we get Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee next month. And think of all the gifts you're sending. Oh, by the way, Alex, I have to give you praise.
For what?
You sent me a gift, which included an egg. And out of that egg, I hatched a Kakakazon.
A Kangaskhan?
Well, yeah, whatever.
It's one of the regionals. It's one of the ones you can't get normally in the United States.
Right. So I don't know how I got it from an egg from you, but hey, it works.
It was probably
There was an egg event.
Yeah, there was for a certain amount of time, regionals would hatch from 7-kilometer eggs. So it was only the Gen 1 regionals. So anyone from the Kanto region, Farfetch, Mr. Mime, Kangaskhan, and Taros were actually in the egg pool. I didn't get a Farfetch'd. I actually caught one in Louisville, like legit, within the first 6 months of playing. But I hatched 3 Mr. Mime and 2 Kangaskhan. But yeah, that's why. It's because I sent you an egg during that event, and you hatched it, and a regional hatched out of it.
Well,
Kangaskhan.
and then I got another one. I don't know how I got it, and then without thinking, I traded it back to the trainer instead of trading it to the goddess, and she was not happy with me. She could have had one too.
You're saying big doo-doo.
All right, Steven, what have you been playing, sir?
Nada. Nothing. It's been a hell of a week.
I hear that.
It's actually been a hell of a 2 weeks. Just busy with life. Actually, I'm very excited to get the Spider-Man DLC. I'm gonna get through that before Red Dead, and I don't know if I'm gonna get Red Dead right at the jump, just because I have a backlog already, and I know Red Dead's gonna take over my life. So,
I'm not.
Yeah, really, I've just been biding my time for Spider-Man DLC.
I'm not getting Red Dead.
That's
okay.
That's okay. I am.
I just can't get hyped for it.
Day 1, baby.
All right, Yield, what have you been playing?
So, I haven't been on the show for a while, so I've been playing a lot. And I don't remember it all, but that's all right. Been playing everybody's golf. Been playing some of the Division. Had to stop for a while because my internet wasn't being cooperative, and it was lagging. It was ticking me off. So now that my internet's fixed, I'm gonna get back into the Division because I was really starting to get the hang of it. Been playing some Strange Brigade. Going through, cleaning that up to get the platinum in that. Of course, been playing some Rock Band 4, pushing the band to new platinum heights. We're trying to go diamond.
Yeah, don't take all the credit. I put in a lot of work myself.
Well, you have. I'm not taking all the credit. You and I have been lifting this team up.
Yeah, tell Homer he needs to get his ass in gear. Mr. I play 4 songs. You know he threw you under the bus, right?
That's all right. Look at the stats, man.
He said it's your fault because you did not tell him he could play other songs. He thought he could only play the Spotlight songs.
Well, you gotta. If you listen to the show, I did explain that.
Yeah. The keywords if he listens to the show.
Been playing some Burnout Paradise. Got back into that. Knocked out. I forget what DLC I got 100% of. I think toy cars. I did. I'm close on bikes. Oh, I got all my multiplayer trophies for the single player game. So all I gotta do is just go through the single player to get that platinum. Been playing some Mud Runner, a Spin Tires game, and I've been playing the video game based on the movie, based on the video game. I've been playing Ratchet and Clank. And Tricky, what trophy did you say you were having trouble getting in that game?
I hate you.
No. What trophy have you been saying you've been having trouble getting in that game?
The Wildcats trophy.
Not Burnout Paradise, Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, the races. Both of the races.
Both of the races. Well, let me tell you that I have both those trophies.
I hate you.
Let me tell you that the second race only took me 3-4 tries to get it.
I really hate you.
And let me tell you the first race, which is the most difficult one because you got to do it in under $1.35. That took me about 13 tries, and that was because I didn't really know all what I was doing and had to figure it out. So by the time I got to the second one, it only took me less tries. But anyway, yeah, you were saying you'll never get that platinum because you can't get those trophies, and I got them already.
I hate you.
I know.
Move on.
But that's all right. You
All
can
right.
hate me. Wait.
No, we're moving on.
What's Alex been playing?
We don't care.
I do.
No, we don't.
You don't, but I do. He's been
All right.
playing Mega Man, and I want to hear about it.
Alex, tell Yield about Mega Man.
So yes, I have been playing more Mega Man. I've beaten it 3 times now, going on my 4th time.
That's what she said.
Yeah, to get all the trophies, for all the cackle.
I'm sorry. I had to say do that. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so to get all the trophies for the game, you have to beat the game on normal, You have to beat the game on normal or harder without getting a game over. You have to beat the game on casual without buying or using any items. That means you can't use an energy canister or anything like that. And you also have to beat the game on superhero, which is like the hard mode of the game. So I'm right now doing my run to beat the game on normal without dying. And that's not as hard as it would seem, because there is a store in the game and you can collect bolts in the levels, so you can go buy extra lives and an energy canister, so it's really not that hard, to be honest. You start with Bounce Man, and you just gain a weapon, and then from there they all just kind of tumble like dominoes. So,
I have a question.
yeah.
You just said you literally try to beat the game without dying, but then you said it's easy enough because you can just go buy extra lives. What does extra lives have to do with anything if you can't die?
Maybe I misspoke, but you can't get a game over. So you start, in the beginning, you start, if you go into your first level, you start with 2 lives. So essentially you get 3 lives. 2, 1, and then 0. But if you get bolts to buy lives, so once you, all your lives are gone, you get a game over. You can't get that. So
that's generally where the video games work, yes.
Well, okay, I'm explaining to you because you don't understand this. So if you go buy extra lives from the store, chances are you can hold up to 9. Your chances of getting a game over, especially if you have energy cancers and all the weapons from the bosses, is very slim. You pretty much would have to try to not win. So that's what I meant. But to answer your question, it's a really fun game. Like, if you're a Mega Man fan, I think that you would really enjoy this. I think it's one of the best Mega Man games they've ever made. To be honest, one of my gripes, the controls aren't super responsive at times, so it can lead to, like, deaths and stuff. And yes, they do have some bosses in there, like, oh, we have the fire boss this time, we have the ice boss. But the bosses in this game are a lot better designed than a lot of the other ones, and the levels are really cool, and the game's really pretty. And one of the things that I didn't really talk about last week, that I do want to talk about, is that the game looks so good, but also, like, when you just shoot a normal enemy or you destroy a boss, like, it's so satisfying because the animations and what you see on screen are so pretty. So, like, everything feels, like, super satisfying in the game, and it's just really a lot of fun to play. And like I said, the levels are fun, the bosses are really well designed, and they're all generally pretty cool. Bounce Man's kind of an outlier, he's kind of annoying. But for the most part, the bosses are pretty awesome, so I was not sure if I would like this game when I first saw it, but it's easily one of my favorite Mega Man games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's still not.
I'm hearing 11's pretty good.
It's still not as good as Mega Man 3, but it's better than Mega Man 2. Come at me.
Well, Mega Man 4 was the best one, so
Mega Man 4 is really good. I don't know. Mega Man 4 is really good. It's probably better than 11, but I think I like 11 better.
4 was the best Mega Man game.
I would say the best Mega Man games of all time are Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, Mega Man X, and then Mega Man 11. Well, Mega Man 9's pretty good too. Those are probably the top 5 right there.
All right, get off my show. I can't work with such.
But I will tell you this, since this is Trophy Wars, I have to mention this. Like I said, there is a speedrun trophy in this game, and there's also a challenge that Dr. Light has that's 30 rooms that's ultra hard. So if you are buying this game because you think it's going to be easy after, getting the X Legacy Collection Platinum, this is not an easy Platinum. It's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of skill. So if you're looking for an easy Platinum, do not buy this game. If you want to play the game for fun, definitely buy it. But if you're looking for an easy trophy, it's not here.
Steven, what's your thoughts on Mega Man? Which one's the best one?
I'm not a Mega Man guy, but the general consensus is like it's usually between 4 and 3.
Thank you.
A lot of people say 2 as well, but like actual pundits usually say 2 is really not as good as 3 at all. But yeah, 3 and 4, it usually bounces between the two of them. Andy is definitely the Mega Man guy.
Well, let's get Andy on the phone. Hold on. I'm gonna call Andy right now live on the air. Hold on.
He's probably more likely to answer me because he's at work.
Well, you know what? Let's try. Put him on
speakerphone. Gonna call a guy at work. You're gonna get him fired.
This may turn out to be a trade wreck.
Please leave your message for...
He sent me the voicemail. All right, let's get into...
Yeah, we heard.
All right, let's get into our topics. Bless you.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Because we did not record last week, Alex.
Oh, really?
we're gonna-
Really?
Hey.
You're gonna?
Hey.
I don't think you could put that
You're
on
gonna-
him.
Hey, we took a vote and it was unanimous.
Yeah, you're the one who chose not to record with us last week.
'Cause-
You also woke up late for this recording.
I did. All right. Let's talk about waking up late. And Sony, in a announcement, has announced they are working on a next generation console. They won't call it the PlayStation 5 right now, but Sony has officially confirmed that yes, it has another console on the way. Speaking to the Financial Times, Sony
the
CEO
PS4 Pro 2.
Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida said, quote, "At this point, what I can say is it's necessary to have a next-generation hardware," end quote. Yoshida wouldn't commit to a name or explain what form the hardware would take. It's not an enormous surprise that Sony would begin development on a new console, not least because multiple games have already been announced for next-gen consoles. However, Sony openly admitted that it's working on hardware that led to some to conclude that the formal announcement could be closer than expected. The FT reports that the sources have said the upcoming console, quote, might not represent a major departure from the PS4 and that the fundamental architecture would be similar, end quote. Now, I think we all knew a PlayStation 5 or whatever they're going to call it was coming.
Telling you, it's the 4 2.0.
There are some speculations and some rumors that we could actually see this time next year.
Wouldn't shock me.
Steven, let's go to you. What
Okay.
do you think, one, the chances are that we see this next year, or do you see we get an announcement and we get it in 2020?
Well, if you go back to, I think it was our E3, around the E3 time, maybe before that, I had said that we are getting very close. I would imagine sometime in 2019 this thing is getting announced, and I imagine it is going to be now I know usually they do a fall release, but I think for the next generation they're going to do March like Nintendo did with the Switch, and I think we're going to get a March 2020 console, and it's going to launch with a HD or a 4K whatever 60 frame per second version of Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 will come out on both systems, and also Death Stranding, and and that's it. I think it's going to be. I think we're a little probably between 12 and 18 months away from playing it. That's my opinion.
Alex?
I mean, I think that I don't know. From what I read, it does not seem like this is a full-blown next-generation console. I mean, they said that, he talked about we have to have next-gen ready and everything, but, we've gotten to the point now where it's like, are there going to be incremental updates to every console? Is it really going to be a full-blown generational jump that we saw from, like, the Super Nintendo to the N64 or the PlayStation to the PlayStation 2? I don't think that, Sony canceling the PlayStation experience, as far as the game side of it, is a little concerning. But I think that as far from a hardware's perspective, the PlayStation 4 still has a lot of life left in it, and it still has a lot of the architecture that can be used and maximized by developers. So I think it's at least another 3 years where the PlayStation 4 is the main console and we don't see a PlayStation 5.
All right, Yield?
Well, just from the information that you have given us, I have not read the article. But I agree with Alex in the sense that I think the 4's got a lot of life in it, that there's no real reason for a new console yet, and that
Do you not think that the rumored Xbox streaming thing and already being significantly less powerful than the powerful system on the market, you don't think that's going to force their hand? Because
I think it will, and that's why I'm saying officially I'm thinking it's 60-40 that you'll see it next year. You'll probably definitely see it at E3, especially with the canceling of PSX.
Boo.
But since you're saying it kind of almost sounds like a shinier 4. You know, they're not really making a big generation jump. That's why I was making my joke that it's the Pro 2.0, because I feel we're at in consoles where we're at with TVs. You can't really make that big jump anymore. We've kind of hit that pinnacle. All we're going to do is tweak here and tweak there. Do we really need another console yet?
Well, I want to. Well, there was an interesting video that Digital Foundry did a few months ago. I want to say it was like 3 months ago, where they spoke about, is true 4K 60 frames per second really necessary for console gaming, essentially, and because the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X do not do both. If the Xbox One X games are in 4K, they are not in 60 frames a second, and if they're 60 frames per second, they use a scaled 4K type situation, whereas PlayStation uses a checkerboard 4K resolution to fake it, to get the 60 frames a second. So right off the bat, you're looking at the fact that that console gaming as it is right now is probably about 5 years behind what your entry-level gaming rig that could do 4K is at. Like your graphics cards, your GTX, 1060 or 1050, 1060, and 1070 cards, which are now several years old in themselves, are doing 4K with 60 frames native, depending on the amount of RAM and depending on your processing speed. So I think what you're looking at is they're going to keep the same architecture, which just means that games are going to be easier to make for it, but they are going to get to the point where they are true 4K, true 60 frames per second, and at a reasonable cost to the consumer, because some of these chips are still $300 to achieve that. And if the graphics chip itself is already $300, and DDR5 RAM, if you get 8 gigs in there, which is the minimum you need for something like this, that's going to be $300. You're looking at a very expensive machine. So I think the technology, by the time we're speaking about this next year, I think the technology to have that as a baseline entry to the next generation consoles, I think that's going to be your leap. There was an article I was reading. No, I was listening to one of Giant Bomb's podcasts, and they were mentioning that there was a study done by, I think it was Steam, that less than 4% of people who play PC games are playing in 4K. So it's that kind of just goes to show you that you're not going to really see that kind of leap, because it's not really necessary. To your point, is it really necessary? But they are going to want to do things like have a better UI. They're going to want to do things like pump more RAM into the thing so that you could run multiple applications, so you could capture 4K images and video, so that you could stream directly from your PlayStation, and also, and do all of these different things. It's going to be more for its UI and its system. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Operating system. I think that's what you're going to see, and I also think that they are genuinely scared at this point of the backwards compatibility that Xbox has going on right now, that I think they're going to try and work that out as well. And you're going to need more horsepower if you're going to try and emulate natively. But if you don't try and emulate natively, then they're going to basically have a streaming service that's going to have to do that for you. So they have a lot of things to do, and I think that the PS4 is about at the top of what you're going to get out of it, and the generations, unfortunately, are still... The technology is still moving forward fast enough where it's going to be necessary, I think, from their long-term perspective. I don't think they can... If they come out a year after Xbox, they're not going to win, essentially, is what I'm saying. And Xbox has already said that they've essentially moved on to next gen already.
Yeah, but okay, here's the thing. Like, you talk about, like, Spider-Man, of God of War, and then The Last of Us 2. These are probably the best representations of what the PlayStation 4 can do. And, this is not end-of-life cycle games. This is stuff that they have, I would say, in the middle of a life cycle. I don't think we're anywhere near the PlayStation 4's obsolescence. And also, I think, people have never, it's not a hardware issue with Sony. It's not games, because they've always been the king of games. It's really, for Sony, what they need to work on is services. Because they've always lagged behind in services. Not necessarily lag behind against Nintendo, but more against Microsoft. That's where they lag behind, is their services. So that's really where they need to focus on improving, as opposed to saying, well, we need to spit out a more powerful console that people really can't tell the graphical difference in.
Sure, I mean that's fine, but the system, we're about to enter its 6th year, so I think just from a technological standpoint, things these generations are naturally gonna get actually smaller. I think the PS3 was a kind of a enigma that it was 8 years until the next system, but I mean, I think you also have to look at that. Like, even if next year is the 6th year, we're talking about 7 full years on the market before PS5. That's only 1 year shorter than what PS3 was, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility at all. I mean, The Last of Us came out in June of 2013, and the PlayStation 4 came out in November of 2013. I really would not be shocked if Last of Us 2 comes out in 2019, and then a few months later we're looking at a PS5. I don't know. I think that the devs have already moved on. There's been reporting of devs already that have those specs, that PlayStation has been giving those specs out. So, I mean, you're looking at, I think you're looking at, on the short term, you're looking at 18 months, I would say.
All right, with that being said, we're going to move on. But before we move on, we're going to try Andy again, because he said, call again. Watch, he's not going to answer this time.
Hello?
Andy, you are on Trophy Horse. How are you? Andy, you are co-host of Nintendo Blue Screens. How are you doing, sir?
Why you so loud?
Well, you're on speakerphone.
What's happening? Hello, I'm in a restaurant having Japanese food and getting drunk.
All right, listen, quick question for you, because we were having a debate on Mega Man. Which is the best Mega Man to date?
I'm gonna say Mega Man 3 is the best Mega Man game.
Yeah!
What's your feelings on Mega Man 4?
Mega Man 4 is my personal favorite of all time, but I'm gonna say Mega Man 3 is like universally like the best. A lot of standards in that one.
All right. And closing thoughts. What's your thoughts on Mega Man 11?
Oh, amazing game. I would say it's like in my top 5.
Right,
That mirrors exactly what I said.
All right, thank you. For your
Go
phone
enjoy
call.
your
I
food,
appreciate it.
and don't get too drunk.
All right, bye guys.
There's
I
no
love
shot
you.
he's not getting too drunk.
All right, bye. Listeners, for the record, just for the record, none of Andy could not hear any of my co-hosts, so that's why he didn't respond to any of them. All right, so there you go. Personal favorite is Mega Man 4, but universal favorite, in his opinion, is Mega Man 3.
Yeah, because it's the best one. I'm tired of hearing this nonsense about 2 being the best one, when that game is basically easy as hell. And the bosses are terrible.
Now, let's go on to another piece of news that... there's a lot of people out there that want this. I don't think anybody here personally does. Sony is officially letting you change your PSN ID.
Finally!
Conquering heroes.
After years of PlayStation owners being unable to change their PSN names, Sony has officially announced that they will soon be testing the PSN online ID change feature beta to allow users to change the world around the world to finally change their IDs. Revealed on the PlayStation blog, the feature beta will initially be part of the PlayStation Preview program and, quote, will become available to select users that have pre-registered as testers for previous PS4 system software betas, end quote. If accepted, users will be able to change their online ID as many times as they like, with the first change being completely free. Any changes after that will cost $10 American or $5 for PlayStation Plus members. When an online ID is changed, the option to display the previous ID alongside the new one will be available to you to help your friends recognize you. Once decided, you won't be able to switch between showing or not showing your old ID. This PSN ID changes are compatible with PlayStation 4's games originally published after April 1st, 2018, and has a large majority of the most played PS4 games that were released before this date. It's important to note that, quote, not all games and applications for the PlayStation 4, PS3, and Vita systems are guaranteed to support the online ID change, and users may occasionally encounter issues or errors in certain games, end quote. If you run into multiple issues and wish to undo the change, you'll be able to revert the change and go back to your original name. During the beta, this can only occur once. The beta for the name changes is scheduled to conclude at the end of November, and all PlayStation 4 owners will be able to change their names if all goes well in early 2019.
You know, can I just point something out?
Go ahead.
I love that this news, even the article you just read, which is, by the way, from IGN, the article you just read said, as reported on the PlayStation blog, but you can't even go to the PlayStation blog, the source of this, to actually get the information. You get it secondhand from another website. What are you doing?
Well, all the listeners know I get my news from IGN because it's just much easier to go to one site and just
go to the PlayStation blog.
Fuck Ryan Clements.
Wow, them's fighting words.
No, I like Ryan. Ryan's a good guy. But yeah, so you can change your name. First time's free. Second time's going to cost you. After that's going to cost you $10. Or if you PlayStation Plus, which I don't know why you're not at this point, it's going to cost you $5. Any comments on that? The fact that it won't let you. It really doesn't work with any games published before April of this year.
God.
Uh-oh.
You all wanted this. And
you,
now you have the most convoluted, ass-backwards, completely useless way to change your name. Congratulations, you did it. Sony gonna do a Sony. This is the Nintendo's online service equivalent of Sony being Sony. This is just so stupid.
Now, okay.
If it's gonna be this stupid, here's what they should have done. All right, here's what they should have done. You change your name if you want to change your name. Okay, you want to change your name. Okay, here's the thing. Everything that you've ever done is tied to that dumb ass name that you want to change. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a dummy account. We're gonna put all the shit that you bought, all the shit that you earned, all of that stuff on the dummy account, and then we're gonna transfer that. You're gonna change the name of the dummy account. And that's it. And then everything will be cloned, and then we'll erase the other one forever.
See, I see this. This is my question because I've done a little digging. Not that I read this as. The reason they're doing it is, the reason they're saying that anything before April 1st is because those games registered your ID to that account, blah, 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 blah. What they didn't say in this is that if you're a brand new PlayStation 4 owner, starting now, and you play, I don't know, Second Son, you're going to have no issues. Because you didn't have another account associated with Second Son. Or you didn't have a game save associated with Second Son. But yeah, this is stupid. Just
okay. What I don't understand is why do I have to pay to change some text tied to my account? I don't have to pay to change my credit card information. I don't have to pay to change like my billing info. Why do I have to pay to change a username?
Microsoft does this too.
I'm well aware that they do it. It's stupid.
You're fighting an uphill battle.
It's stupid. Okay, well, they just want to make another way to make money. It's stupid, though.
No, I think it's because they likely spent about 4 years of hundreds of engineers trying to get the damn thing to work, and they got to have some sort of cost benefit analysis for it to even do it. Like, okay, we can invest all of this time and money in it, but boy, is it going to be a lot of time and a lot of work, so we have to charge you for it in order for this to be worth it.
Okay, but we also don't pay for any of the other changes that come with the software updates, the firmware updates. We don't pay for any of those changes, so why this one? And I'm sure they have engineers working on those.
Because you paid for that up front, and you're paying for that with PlayStation Plus.
But this is part of it. You pay for the ability to go online to have an account in your PlayStation Plus, and when you pay for that box, you shouldn't have to pay to change your name.
Yeah, but when you create your name, it doesn't say that you get, don't worry, you get to change this anytime. It's like, no, this is it. This is the one time. This is all you get to do. This is the name you're going to live with forever. And now they're adding this service to it. This wasn't part of the package deal. This wasn't part of
But they've also added
what
plenty
you
of other
paid for.
stuff to and features to the console since you pulled it out of the box. Like there's updates to it, and you don't pay for any of those. So now you have to pay to change your name. Like, I don't know. I just think it's stupid. I don't think they should do it.
Well, it's not a necessary thing for you to change your name. It's a luxury. It's a perk, and sometimes you got to pay for the perks.
All right.
I think it's obnoxious that the whole reason why my Twitter is what it is, my whole reason why my Instagram is what it is, my whole reason why my Xbox, when I had that, was the way it is, or every single username I've ever had in any MMO is what it is because I couldn't change my PSN name.
Well, now you can change it.
Yeah, but now I have to change it on every goddamn thing else.
Yeah, that's all right. All right. You have a comment about this?
You people finally got what you wanted. Don't complain that you got to pay for it. It's stupid. I have said this from day one when people were like, I want to change my name because I can't on Xbox. Then go play on Xbox. I mean, I gave thought into my name, and if it was because that stupid commercial that somebody put together that they were 10 and came up with this cool name at 10, it was awesome, and now you're 20 and it's not so awesome. You know what? Then start a new account.
Yeah, but what about all the money you spent?
All the trophies you earned.
Yeah, man.
You know what? You're an adult now. Act like one.
All right. Next bit of news: 2 DLC packs for Darksiders 3 has been announced. THQ Nordic, who's the savior of games, announced 2 new pieces of DLC for Darksiders 3 on Twitter. Titled The Crucible and Keepers of the Void, the DLC packs will feature new puzzles, weapons, armor, according to the THQ Nordic. Neither The Crucible nor Keepers of the Void has a price or release date, with THQ only stating that both will be available sometime after Darksiders 3 is released. I cannot wait. My body's ready. And I officially got to go ahead to purchase the $400 Apocalypse bundle from the goddess, so I will be having 4 new statues in my house.
Ugh, gross. The ghosts of pop figures still live in that house.
Yes, they do.
I'm going to say this. I really enjoyed the first Darksiders. The second one was not nearly as good.
You shut your whore mouth.
It was not. It was bloated. It was overblown. It wasn't a very tight and it just. The story just was it sprawled in so many directions. Like, oh, well, we have the sequel, now we have to make the game 10 times bigger. It was as far as quality goes, it was so much less than the original Darksiders, even though Darksiders, people say it was like the Dark Zelda we always wanted, which was right, but it was still a really good game. It took a lot of things that other games did and did them even better, and put them all together. Darksiders 2 was just this giant mess that was just like, oh, well, we have to make a bigger game now. It doesn't matter if it's actually a good game or not.
Why do I podcast with you anymore?
Ares!
Because he's the man, the myth, and the legend.
All right, speaking of DLCs, Marvel's Spider-Man's first DLC pack is out next week, and it includes 3 new suits. The
Tom,
first
Dick, and Harry?
It will receive the first one called The Heist, which is the first chapter of its planned The City Never Sleeps DLC, and it's arriving on Tuesday, October 23rd, so as you're hearing this, it was the day yesterday. Also, with a new Game Plus mode, which was supposed to have been released already, but is not out yet for some reason. The Heist will be available for $8 or part of the $25 season pass. And yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Tricky,
And
are you getting this? You got Spider-Man.
I have the collector's edition, so
Okay.
I will be getting it. Hopefully, this will help me do the challenges to get me my platinum, because I've given up trying to get that platinum.
I got mine.
See, he got his.
And I hate you.
Man, you hating a lot this episode.
I am hating.
Tricky
on
be
Hates
hating.
the truth, like the truth that hoodies are not sweaters.
All right, I have one more story on here, but I'm gonna skip it because, I don't want to go down that path with you guys.
Because it's blowing.
It's talking about the Rockstar and talking about their 100-hour work weeks on the crunch.
That's not anything where it's new to us or to the game industry.
Well, they did an update to it, and which is why I originally put it in the agenda, where current Rockstar employees are defending what they're saying. That they're not being forced to do 100 weeks. They're willingly doing the 100 hours to get the game out. They're not under a crunch. Rockstar has officially said that they would delay the game if it wasn't ready, because Rockstar is going to Rockstar. But they're willingly going in and putting 100 hours in to get this game out, because they really want to get the game in people's hands. So, I mean, there's really not much there, other than us debating, should they be putting in 100-hour weeks?
Hey, if they want to, they want to. They're going to make their money. Like I said, I'm picking it up next Friday. I've got it reserved. I'm going to get lost in the frontiers.
The issue that I have with that is they're going to get their money. That quote is true of the shareholders, the top people, the management. It's not true of the random programmer Joe Schmo that's putting in the 100-hour weeks. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's a pride thing. It could also be an office culture thing where they're just like, oh man, I put in so many more hours than this guy. Yeah, let's all laugh at this guy because he, wanted to go home and see his family. Whatever. It could, it could be something like that. It could be like, camaraderie or a competition among the within the studio, whatever, which is fine. But at the same time, I think that from the very top of the whole situation, the fact that it's not a Rockstar thing, and I don't want this to be a knock on Rockstar, because they did say they would delay it, and I know they would because they have twice already.
Rockstar,
if it wasn't ready, right? That's Rockstar, but Ubisoft can't afford to do that, because if they didn't get the games out how they were supposed to these last 2 years, if they didn't get the Assassin's Creed, if they didn't get Mario plus Rabbids out, and I'm positive if they didn't get Starlink out because it's such a huge endeavor for them, if they didn't get those out, that Vivendi thing could have happened, that whole takeover thing. So there are consequences here, but what I think, and I, Tricky, you're a union guy, I'm a union guy. What I really think needs to happen is there needs to be some sort of representation that says, okay, you have a deadline, that's fine, we will do everything we can to meet the deadline, but it is your responsibility as a management team and as a studio to staff your team to meet that deadline and set realistic deadlines, as opposed to waiting till the last minute and saying, shit, we don't have, we're not going to hit this date, and then the shareholders are going to lose money, and then there could be a hostile takeover, and we could get sold, we could get shut down, whatever. Adequately fund and adequately budget your game. If you think your game is going to cost $2 million to make and a year and a half, and all of a sudden it's going to take you 3 years to do, that's your fault. You didn't budget and you didn't forecast correctly. That's a management thing. But if there was representation for the workers, for example, if let's say just programmers unionized. So we're not even talking about graphic designers. We're not talking about, all that stuff. Because right now, any actor that is in a game that is a union performance game, like Naughty Dog uses union actors, they're protected. Those actors are protected. So they already know how to work around unions. They know how to work with unions. So imagine just the programmers are in a union. Now you're looking at something where you're like, okay, anything worked over 40 hours, they're going to get overtime. Okay, I think that's a fair compromise. I think that's a great thing for people. What is overtime? Let's just say it's time and a half. Okay, fine. Every employee has to be employed for a minimum amount of time unless they are, fired for, whatever reason. Like, a lot of these guys will get called in for like 3 months of work and then not have work again, and that's not indicative of their skill set. It's indicative of the culture of video game creation, and that's a problem, I think. If I just think that there are definitely ways that you could protect the people making the game where they don't have to not see their families, and whether or not they choose to or not, they should not be presented with that as a important option in order for the game to ship, I guess is what I'm saying. Thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Well, I'm going to let the thoughts go through, but I love how I said we're not going to talk about this, and now we're talking about it. Alex, what do you...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important because there are people that listen to us, and there may be an indie dev that picks this up and wants to get into this thing and knows that it's going to be an uphill climb where they're going to be faced with 100-hour weeks at some point, and maybe the next generation changes things. You never know.
The best way I can equate it is to my job, which is I'm not going to say is better or worse than anybody's job out there. I do believe that I work for one of the best unions in the world. Obviously I get paid very well. My job, the hardest part about my job is showing up every day, and then basically I'm covered by the union for anything else that happens. Case in point, Steve, you may have seen this on the news. There was recently a story where a guy had a dashboard cam in his car parked, and he parked in front of a large bag stop of garbage, and the garbage men proceeded to try to throw the bags over the car, and some landed on the car. Some, what he described as garbage juice, landed on his hood, and he brought it to a body shop, and he got an estimate, and they said that it was going to cost $1,800 to repair. So now he's suing the cities formally. The fact of the matter is, with my job, if we followed every single rule, actually, before I do this, my views and opinions do not represent the Department of Sanitation of New York City. If we followed every rule that was straight to us, we'd never get the job done. The garbage would still be on the streets. The streets would not get plowed. We have to cut corners. We have to get these things done. Steve, as a person that lives in New York City, how annoying is it to get stuck behind a garbage truck when you're trying to get somewhere? Silence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in. All right, I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, and one of the things that you have to do to get into the Screen Actors Guild is you have to get credits to get into you have to get enough union credits to be able to apply for the Screen Actors Guild. It's kind of a shitty system, but it is what it is. And for years, I had to work on project after project after project that were either non-union or kind of like a quasi thing, just so I could get these waivers. The way actors are treated that are union against non-union is night and day. My first union commercial that I did was at Six Flags Great Adventure. We were in the parking lot. We were basically at the gate to get in. Like, that was the whole setup. It was in the middle of summer. Well, actually, it was right before summer. It was right before they opened. It was still hot as hell. It was probably like 85 degrees, no tree coverage, and the old man that did the dancing and stuff was in it and everything. From the second they said cut, I would say a dozen or so people were out there with giant umbrellas, shading us, spraying us down with water bottles, giving us ice cold water, wiping our faces down. They're there with towels. They're there asking us what we need. They're giving us suntan lotion. We're putting it on. 5 minutes later, okay, we're ready to roll. Everybody scatters. We do the take, cut. All these umbrellas come, all that. And then I've been on sets where I wasn't protected by the union, and I'm literally sitting there in the rain for 14 straight hours for, I don't know, $100. And they can do that because I'm not protected by the union. But, there's minimum amount that you have to pay an actor for a day's work. There's minimum payments for a week's work. They protect you. If a shoot told, for example, that Six Flags commercial that I was in, I brought my own guitar. because they didn't have to supply me with a prop, I got $400 just because I brought my guitar to the set. Those are the kinds of protections that unions can give you. Otherwise, people are going to take advantage. That's just how it is. Nobody ever is looking for the workers. Look how long it took Amazon to take care of the workers after Amazon's a multi-billion-dollar company. I think they just hit trillion, right? And it took them this long to give their workers a livable wage. I mean, those people, workers are never looked at in that way, especially with large companies. And when you have publishers like EA or 2K or whatever that are fitting the bill, I think it's kind of shitty that we have these types of things. But then again, as a consumer, if it takes 6 years to make every game, we ain't going to get many games now, are we?
Nope.
Yield, what are your opinions?
Yes. If you put in 100-hour work week, it should be because you chose to, not because you were forced to or whatever. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Unions have their place. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say where unions should and shouldn't go. But they have their place.
All right. With that being said, let's throw it across the pond for this week's Sophie's Trophy.
Hi, Sid.
Hey guys, how we doing? Hope you are well. Sid again with Sophie's Trophies 53. Now this week, guys, it is BioShock Infinite, the last of the BioShock trilogy. Now, this one, guys, it was once again made by Ken Levine and his team over at Irrational. I know I forgot that on the last one, God knows why, but the team is Irrational. Ken Levine very famously came out and said he did not like BioShock 2. But, you know what, guys? He did put in the saying Blood of the Lamb, which first showed up in BioShock 2 and is a very, very story, or a very big story element in this game. So I think Ken Levine really didn't dislike BioShock 2 as much as he says he did. I think because he didn't make it and their team didn't make it, he felt obligated to say that, but that is just my opinion. The game is not set in Rapture. Guys, you play Booker DeWitt, and you have to go to the city in the clouds, Columbia, to rescue the Blood of the Lamb. Or at the beginning of the game, it just says rescue the girl and wipe away your debt. So that is the basic story premise. I won't go into too many story details, guys, because it's well worth playing this one. It is, as far as I'm concerned, the most enjoyable BioShock game. The combat is much better. I did not use any tips, tricks or cheats or anything on this one, guys, because I do really enjoy the combat in this one. It's not perfect by a long shot, you know. It's not Uncharted, like I said last week, and it's not, God forbid, Gears of War. Now, you know what, guys, I do wish that is one game series that came to PlayStation, but it won't, so there you go. Okay, so the Platinum, guys. Platinum Columbia. Acquire all of the trophies. This one is a 1.8% ultra rare trophy. Next one, guys. Written in the Clouds. In the main campaign, completed Lighthouse. This one is an 85% common trophy. Now, this is the first section of the game. You go to the lighthouse, sit inside it, and get blasted off up to Columbia. This one is an 85.0% common trophy, so I don't get that. You know, I really don't get that, guys, because all you've got to do is walk forward and press a button, pretty much, or maybe 3 buttons, and you end up in Columbia. So how 15% of people did not even get that far, I do not know. Welcome to Monument Island. Reached Monument Island. This is a 68.9% common trophy. Shock Tactics. Retrieved Shock Jockey. This is, I think this is the first Vigor that you get in BioShock Infinite. It's a 59.8% common trophy. Now, they are not called plasmids in this one, they are called vigors. They're effectively the same thing, and once again, you can dual wield them the same as you could in Bioshock 2. First class ticket. In the main campaign, boarded the First Lady. This one is a 57.0% common trophy. It is a story trophy, so it's easy enough to do. Armed Revolt assisted the Gunsmith. This one is a 50.2% common trophy, again story related. Working Class Hero. In the main campaign, completed the Factory. 48.7% rare trophy. It is a working... it is a story related trophy. Blood in the Streets, completed Emporia. That one is a 43.1, again, story. Higher Learning, completed Comstock House, 42.2, story. The Bird or the Cage, completed The Hand of the Prophet, rare 38.9, story. Tin Soldier, completed the main campaign on easy difficulty or above. That one is a 38.7% rare trophy. Saw the Elephant, completed the main campaign on normal difficulty or above. That one is a 28.5% rare trophy. Stone Cold Pinkerton, completed the main campaign on hard difficulty or above. This one is a very rare 6.8 trophy. And Old Lang Syne, completed the main campaign on 1999 mode. This one is a 2.2% ultra rare trophy. Now, this one, guys, is best way to do this, guys. You will get all those trophies at the same time if you unlock the 1999 mode on the start screen. It saves playing through the game twice. I had to play through the game twice anyway, but this just saves you doing it. Should Old Acquaintance. This one is unlocked 1999 mode. 39.3% common trophy. Like I say, guys, you can do that on the start screen. Just put in a code. I did do that. I don't class it as a cheat, guys, because it is unlocking the hardest mode. Industrial Accident. In the main campaign, killed 20 enemies with the Skyhook Execution. This one is a 15.3% rare trophy. Skyhook Execution is you have to hit bad guys, melee them with your Skyhook, and when they get the triangle symbol above their head, hold down triangle, and he will kill them with an execution. Do that 15 times, and the trophy is yours. Aerial Assassin. In the main campaign, killed 20 enemies with a Skyline Strike. This one is an 18.6% rare. Skyline Strike, when you're using the Skylines, guys, which are basically roller coaster tracks that you grip onto with your Skyhook and fly around the levels, you can target an enemy on the ground and fly down to them and kill them. A Real Pistol. In the main campaign, killed 25 enemies with the pistol. This one is a 62.7% common. Passionately Reciprocated. Killed 150 enemies with the machine gun. This one is a 24.7% common trophy. Street Sweeper. Kill 50 enemies with the China Boomstick. Broomstick, Jesus. Do you know what? I'm thinking of Evil Dead there. Sorry, guys. Basically, the shotgun. 35.8% rare trophy. Big Game Hunter. Kill 100 enemies with the Huntsman's Rifle. Carbine Rifle. 28% rare, that one, guys. Loose Cannon. Kill 25 enemies with the Paddywhacker hand cannon. 27.4% common trophy. Oh, there are a lot of enemy trophies here, guys. On a clear day, kill 30 enemies with the Bird's Eye Sniper Rifle. That one is a 33% rare trophy. Here, Little Piggy. Kill 30 enemies with the Founder Pig Volley Gun. That one is a 17.1% trophy. Master of Pyrotechnic. Kill 20 enemies with the Barnstormer RPG. That one is a 24.6% common trophy. In the main campaign, killed 30 enemies with the Peppermill Crank Gun. That one is a 14% very rare trophy. Well-rounded. In the main campaign, used all 8 vigors against enemies. That one is a 28.4% common trophy. Rare trophy. Jesus, guys. Basically, once you have all your vigors, just use them. You can even just wait until you've got them all before you do it, guys. And just use them all one at a time on different enemies. Vigorous Opposition. Killed 75 enemies either with a Vigor, all while the enemy, sorry, I'm waiting for it to come across, is under the effects of a Vigor. That one, guys, is a 50.1% rare trophy, so basically use your Vigor on to kill or affect 75 enemies and kill them at the same time. More for your money. In the main campaign, lured 3 enemies into a single Vigor trap 5 times. Easy enough to do, guys, just bottleneck your enemies and lay a trap down for them. Now, a Vigor trap is when you hold L2 and you will, instead of throwing your Vigor straight away, you will build up a bit of power in it and you can throw it on the floor and it causes a trap. Combination Shock. Performed all 8 of the Vigor combinations. This one is a 4.3% ultra rare trophy. Now, this one, guys, say you have Shock Jockey and I don't know, I'll say Murder of Crows. I don't think that's one of the combinations, but if you have Shock Jockey and you use it on an enemy, quickly switch to Murder of Crows and use that, and that will be one of the combinations. You know, easy enough thing to do. Just look online for the combinations or just experiment as you play the game. Mind Over Matter. Killed 20 enemies using Possessed Machines. 6.1%. This one's easy, guys. Just possess machines as you play the game and they will take out enemies for you. Best done on easy because the enemies die a lot quicker. Tear 'em a new one. Opened 30 tears. Now, the daughter of the Lamb, or Elizabeth, she can open tears in the game, and they range from medic packs, weapons, sky hooks, or freight hooks as they're called, I think, or she can even bring enemies in, not enemies, but enemy characters to fight on your side. So open 30 tears when you get the chance. Very easy to do. Strange Bedfellows. Killed 20 enemies using allies brought in through a tear. So get Elizabeth to bring in an enemy and let that enemy kill your enemies. I keep saying enemies. They're allies, but they look like the enemies in the game. Things like Patriots, motorized Patriots, which are not boss characters as such, but they are big characters. On the Fly, this one, guys, is a 4.4% ultra rare trophy. Killed 30 enemies while riding the skyline. So you can fire off the skyline. It's very easy to do and you can slow yourself down while you're on it. So very easy. Bolt from the Blue. Killed 5 enemies with a headshot whilst riding a skyline. So, very simple to do, guys. Just take aim and shoot someone's head off. 6.5%, very rare trophy, that one, guys. Killed 10 enemies by utilising environmental hazards. This one's easy, a 20.3% rare trophy. So if you've got a oil puddle on the floor, set it on fire while there's an enemy on it. Oil puddle on the floor again, or just a normal puddle on the floor. Electrocute the enemy while they're stood in it. Various things like that. Very simple to do, and you don't have to do it too many times. Bon Voyage. Killed 20 enemies by knocking them off Columbia. 7.4% very rare trophy. Now, you can either use Bucking Bronco, which lifts enemies up into the air, and then shoot them backwards until they fall off, or use Undertow, which just boosts them straight off. Easy enough to do. Skeet Shoot. Killed 5 enemies while they are falling. Now, I find the best way to do this one, guys, is use Bucking Bronco, use hand cannon, and as they are falling from the effects of Bucking Bronco, just shoot them before they hit the floor. That one, guys, is a 12.5% very rare trophy. Lost Weekend. Killed 5 enemies while you are drunk. This one is a 3.0% ultra rare. When you go around the game, you pick up things and you eat food and you drink drinks. You drink a few bottles of alcohol in a row and your screen goes all wavy. To simulate being drunk, you have to kill 5 enemies while you do it. There is a section in the slum area of the game, and I think that is the best area to do it. You go into a bar. There are lots of people sat around. Drink as much as you can, make sure you're drunk, and then just use the rocket launcher and blow everyone away. Very easy to do. David and Goliath in the main campaign killed 20 heavy hitter enemies. This one is a 50.6% common trophy. Now, heavy hitter enemies are firemen, patriots, handymen. You will know them when you see them, or the crow guys. I don't know what they're called, I can't remember. But over the course of the game, you will kill more than 20 of them, so don't worry about it. Just make sure not to run away from these special enemies, shall we say. Heartbreaker. In the main campaign, killed a handyman by only shooting his heart. This one is a very rare 7.0% common trophy. Now this one, guys, I kind of glitched it a bit because when you face your first handyman, there is a ledge that you can jump onto, and if you jump up there, he will follow you. And once he does, if you jump on the floor, he gets stuck. He glitches there for whatever reason, and then you can use your sniper rifle to aim for his heart. A very easy one to get, really. Just keep an eye out for when he first turns up, and trust me, guys, you will know a handyman when you see one. Dress for success. Equipped a piece of gear in all 4 slots. This one is a 75.7% common trophy. You have 4 slots to use: legs, upper torso, arms and head, I believe. And you will find gear as you go through the game. So just equip it, swap it out for another piece if you need to. They just offer certain buffs while you are playing. Kitted out. In the main campaign, fully upgraded 1 weapon and 1 figure. 34.0% rare trophy. This one, guys, it's not like the last Bioshocks. This one, you use vending machines to pay for your upgrades. So very simple to do. Just go around and pay the machines when you get to them. In the main campaign, upgraded 1 attribute, health, shields, or salts. This one is a rare 20% trophy. Yeah, so bit different this one, guys. As you play through the game, you will find potions. I'm not sure what they call them. Infusions. Thank you. Sorry, I'm saying thank you to the game because the list has just told me it's an infusion. So yeah, you will find infusions. You can pick to choose between your shield, health, or salts. Best one to do is the shield first, guys. That is the one that will protect you the most. Go for shield and then do salts. So yeah, I think it's 10 for each one. Infused with greatness. In the main campaign, collect every infusion upgrade in a single game. 16% rare trophy, this one, guys. But if you buy this collection, you will get 5 of those straight away as you start the game, because you get some weapons and you get pieces of gear. So it will probably help out with the kitted out trophy as well, to be honest. But you get quite a lot at the start of the game just for having this collection. It's all the DLC stuff that you would have got on the PS3. Sightseer used all telescopes and kinetoscopes in the game. 2.7 ultra rare. This one is the only pain in the arse trophy in this game, guys, because there is no in-game collectible tracker. There is level select, so you're okay with that. I had to go around and look for one telescope that I missed. So that took a little while, but just keep your eyes out, guys, and anytime you get a chance to use one, use one. Roguish type. In the main campaign, use Elizabeth to pick 30 locks. This one is a 41.9% rare trophy. As you go around the game, guys, you will oh god, what do you call it? You will find lockpicks, and you'll pick them up. They'll be in packs of either 1, 2, 3. Very rarely you'll get 5, but the locks you have to pick vary between 1 lock, 2 locks, 5 locks, or lockpicks. There are a lot of locks that Elizabeth just needs her hairpin lock to unlock. They are story related, so you don't need to use up the lockpicks that you collect for those, but they do count towards the trophy. Eavesdropper. In the main campaign, collected every voxophone. 3.0% ultra rare trophy. It says every voxophone, guys, but I think there are 5 more than what you need. I think you need to find 80 of them. But there are a few more. Not many more, but there are definitely a couple more. Grand Largesse spend 10,000 at the vending machines of Colombia. Rare 32.3% trophy. Easy enough, guys. Just go around and spend money when you have it. So, yeah, easy enough to do that one, guys. Coins in the cushion. In the main campaign, looted 200 containers. This one is a 47.7% rare trophy. You will get this easily, guys, because as you're walking around, you will be looting everything you can. And the last one for this one, Scavenger Hunt. Completed the main campaign in 1999 mode without purchasing anything from a dollar bill machine. Now, before you start worrying with this one, guys, it's a 2.1% ultra rare trophy, which I think is more to do with 1999 mode than this actual trophy, if that makes sense. This actual trophy is easy to do. As long as you're looting everything and taking your time, you're fine. You can still use the other machines, the weapon machine and the vigor machine, so don't worry about that. But if there is a machine that says dollar bill, do not use it. And yeah. So guys, that is it. That is Bioshock Infinite. My favourite Bioshock. I love Columbia. And there's a big character in this called Songbird. And I love Songbird. I think he's a great character. Shame about the ending of the game with Songbird, but hey, what you gonna do? I won't spoil it too much. So yeah, Bioshock Infinite. You know what, guys? I played through all these within a few weeks, even though I am Bioshocked out. There should be a fourth one coming. I really hope it was true. I'm sure I saw it somewhere that they were making it. But even if they don't make it, guys, get the Bioshock collection. It is well worth playing. Playing them all together. So yeah, Bioshock Infinite. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope that was okay. And I will... Oh, no, God, guys, I nearly forgot everything. Yeah, so anyway, if you want to get in touch, Sidders1978 on the PSN, which could change, you never know. What with Sony allowing name changes soon. Or through the Trophy Whores Facebook group, or Sid at Proven Gamer on the email, or at Sidney through Twitter. And now I've done this other series, guys, please get in touch. Let me know if there's any series that you want me to cover. I quite like enjoy doing series, guys. So yeah, that's it for this week. I will talk to you again next week. Jesus Christ. Thanks for listening, and keep getting those trophies. Bye.
So, let's go with that. Bioshock 2. Alright, so, here's a topic which I think is a little outdated at this point, considering recent news, but there was an article that was written, and my browser just decided to act up.
See? I told you. It's not just me.
Well, I was trying to pull it and move it. It comes from the website thegamer.com, and as soon as my browser works, we'll be able to talk about it. It's called 25 Glaring Problems with the PlayStation 4 that nobody wants to admit. So I figured we're a PlayStation show. Let's see if this is really a problem or this is just a clickbait.
Clickbait. But continue.
You ready here, guys?
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Number 25. Controller battery life is short.
Fact. Move on.
Yeah, fact. We already know about this.
Let's do this rapid fire. This is good.
All right. 24. The touchpad's useless gimmick.
Fact.
The power and eject buttons are the worst.
Fact. Legitimate gripe.
Yeah, fact. I'm gonna say fact. Yeah, they're kind of shitty.
But I'll give them a legitimate gripe.
All right, hold on. This has to have context, because on the original PlayStation 4, I would agree. On the PlayStation 4 Pro, I don't agree.
Well, I don't have a Pro, so I'm going with
Correct.
what I have.
agree with you. I agree with you.
You agree?
There are actually buttons on the Pro, and they're that touch bullshit on the regular. So yes. Okay, so we could file this as problem solved. Next.
Problem solved. Number 22, lack of demos.
Fake news.
No, I will go. It's a fact, or at least they're not promoted.
How about it's a fact, but it's a non-issue?
Yeah, it's a non-issue. The only legit glaring problem, of course, you guys have said it's fixed on the Pro. Legit problem we have come across so far is the bad power and eject button. Everything else is just like gripe.
Number 21, lackluster backwards compatibility.
Fact.
That's another. You can say fact. I will say fact, but that's another one of those. It's a gripe. Who cares?
Number 20, no more game manuals.
Oh man.
That has nothing to do with PlayStation. That's the industry as a whole. That's a gripe.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Next.
All right. Remote play requires an internet connection.
You're an idiot. Move on.
Yeah.
Fact. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
This argument is that if you're in the house, you should be able to connect directly to your PlayStation 4 without having to go through the internet.
Stop it. All right.
What sci-fi world do you live in?
Next thing you're going to tell me that HDMI cables are a problem. It should just go to the TV via osmosis.
All right. Number 18.
Fact.
All right. Number 18, Steven, you're not allowed to answer until after Yield does.
Obviously.
Okay. Number 18, where is Siphon Filter 4?
Fact.
Indeed.
But again, that's a personal gripe. Sony Bend has been very busy on Days Gone, but again, that has nothing to do. That's not a glaring problem with the PlayStation 4.
Days Gone better be good.
To me,
I really hope it is.
And I know we're only at 18, but I will go ahead and say this. To me, a glaring problem would be the Red Ring of Death. That is a glaring problem.
All right, number 17, lack of space.
Bullshit.
Yeah, BS, because it came out with a 500 gig hard drive and people were putting
2 terabytes.
a terabyte to 2 terabytes almost right off the bat. So,
and you also have external storage you could do.
And now you have external storage that they patched in a couple years ago, so it's BS.
All right, number 16, get that light out of here.
I kind of like.
No, I like it.
Hold on, time out.
Yeah.
Are we going through these one by one?
Yes.
No,
That's right.
because
Yes, but
you're
we're
literally taking away any reason for anyone to go read the article.
I'm doing a rapid fire.
No, dude. You're basically you're saying, hey, go read this article, but here's all the points one by one.
No. I never said go read the article. I'm justifying is this a real problem or is this just clickbait?
Clickbait.
So you pick the most important topics to talk about. You don't talk about every point, thus removing any reason for anyone to go read the article.
Stop.
They could read the article for the website's reasoning behind putting this list together. We're just going based off of a headline and saying whether or not it's important.
All right. So we're get that light out of here. You're saying you guys like the light.
Yes,
I like it.
I like it.
All right, Alex?
Yes, I do like the light.
All right. Number 15. I'm ranking this one under problem solved, but according to the article, no crossplay with other consoles.
Yeah, that's a non-issue now.
Well, it's a non-issue now, but yet again, it wasn't important. It's not a glaring problem for Sony.
All right.
Correct.
Number 14 is also listed under problem solved, but can't change your PSN name.
Again, that's it's what individuals want. It's not a glaring problem for the company.
Agreed.
All right. Number 13, can't store media files.
Yeah, what the hell's that about?
Are you asking
Kind of dumb.
why you can't do that or why?
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. I feel like that should definitely be a thing.
Okay. Yield?
I use my PlayStation to play video games occasionally, maybe watch a DVD, but I got a DVD player for that, so it has no issue to me.
I used to load music on it and use the music for like walk up music in baseball, or like I would load the Rangers goal song for NHL.
Yes, you
and play it every time the Rangers scored at home.
Yes,
like,
you
I used to do
did.
that. And now I can't do that.
Alex? Do you care?
No, this isn't really important to me because, quite frankly, the only media that I store on there are in-game screenshots that I take from playing games, like the Uncharted games or Shadow of the Colossus. And yeah, I have an external hard drive and a laptop, so I don't really need to store media files on my PlayStation 4.
All right, number 12. I think I'm the only one that can speak to this, but PlayStation VR is cumbersome and expensive.
Cumbersome and expensive? No.
Okay, expensive, maybe, but now it's $300. I think it's more justifiable now. And the only reason I would say that it's cumbersome is just because the amount of wires, but that's easily forgotten once you're in the game. And I've never tripped over a wire, never had, the headset come over me because I pulled the wire or anything like that. I think this is just a non-issue. Number 11, pay to play online.
No. Everyone's doing that shit. Move on.
Alex?
Yeah, no. I mean, if they're gonna, if they can charge you to change your name, then they should definitely be able to charge you for playing online. And it's not like you don't get something. It's not just paying to play online. You get free games. You get cloud savings. So there's far more. You get discounts on games and avatars and all that stuff. So you get far more than just the ability to play online.
All right. Well, speaking of more to play online, more than just playing online, number 10 is PlayStation Plus exclusives are lacking in quality.
I feel like they're only lacking in quality to the people that don't buy every game.
That, again, is not a glaring problem for the company. They're not going to give you all the best games all the time because then they'd be losing money. If you have been with Plus for any length of time, there's a certain spot of the year or a couple of spots of the year where you get really awesome games. And then everything else is either, well, we think this would be really good, or we thought that this should have been really good, but it didn't sell. So we're giving it to you. We're hoping it breathes life back into it. Or, here, try this. So some things are really good, some things aren't. To me, the whole Plus thing is your discounts. So they lure you in with the air quotations free games, but it's the discounts that's really where the bread and butter is.
All right, number 9, PlayStation Move controllers need an update.
I don't use Move. I would say that's probably a legitimate concern or suggestion, but not really. Not really a gripe. Because I could see them being updated, especially now since with VR and everything. But again, it's still not a glaring problem.
Well, okay. One of the reasons in the article it says when used with the PlayStation VR, I found their tracking to be subpar. Fix them. So the person who wrote this article is saying that they need an update because they don't work with VR that well, which I've never had an issue with. So I think that's a non-issue.
And like I can't speak 100% on it because I've only used VR at a buddy's house a few times. So it's not like I can say you're full of BS. It just sounds like more of a personal gripe than anything.
Number 8, surfing online should be better.
I can agree with that statement, but I have computers or a phone to do that.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, non-issue.
Yeah, non-issue. I understand the gripe, but it's a non-issue.
Number 7, PlayStation Now is not a good deal.
I think it is now.
I think it is too. It might be a non-issue now or a fixed issue now. But even before I thought it was a good deal, it just didn't work unless you were hardwired. And that was the biggest problem. That's why people turned off to it.
And they couldn't download the games too. Yeah, but now you can download a bunch of games. So
see, the downloading the games doesn't do anything for me at all because all it does is making more time, taking up more space on my need more space, hard drive, which I don't need space.
It's a gripe.
Yeah.
All right.
The service is always going to improve. So I think that's dumb.
Number 6. Where is mod support?
That is a gripe. It's BS. Sony's never done mod support. Mod support is PC.
Alex?
I mean, yeah.
Award-winning journalism.
I mean, if you want mod support, go to PC. Some games, they've done cool mod support with it. Other games, it's just stupid stuff that you would put on your stream or YouTube. It doesn't add any value to the game. So, whatever.
All right. Number 5, I don't think anybody here can speak to other than me. Game capture is an issue. This is a non-issue. I've never had a problem game capturing. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. We're moving on.
Moving on.
Number 4, watermarking game files.
Never heard of it. Move on.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Hold on. I want to read this real quick.
Go ahead, because you if anybody, would know about this.
What are the issues? All right, I'm going to read this one just because I want everybody to hear this at the same time in case I don't understand it the first time. One of the issues I hinted at regarding the PlayStation 4 picture and video capture revolves around watermarking. I realize Sony can't tell a company like Capcom not to watermark footage, but it's still pretty lame. There are also some weird issues with their own properties. Take Marvel Spider-Man, for example. If you capture footage or take a screenshot, the file will have a black border, thus shrinking the quality. It's weird, and I don't know why that is. As I said before, the PlayStation 4 capture is pretty good. When examples like this, it shows it can always be better.
Okay, it could be better, but it's not broken. It's not a problem.
All right, number 3.
It's a minor inconvenience.
Number 3, game organization is cumbersome.
Yes. 100%.
I don't think so.
It's ass.
Yield, you've
oh my god, I just looked at number 2. I cannot wait.
Yield, you organize your games. Do you think it's cumbersome?
No, I haven't organized my games. I want my file system back.
That's what they have that now.
Yeah, but not really.
No, I heard it's not.
Because it kind of still buries them a little bit.
I heard it's not the same. I want my file system from the XMB.
Woo. R.I.P. XMB, you know what I mean?
Alex, what do you think about game organization?
I have survived very well with the way the PlayStation 4 is laid out as far as my games that I can have on my home screen. It's as organized as I care to have it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to extra click into some folder and then scroll all the way down a long list of games to get to the one game that I want to play. It's fine the way it is. I actually like it better.
All right. Steven's excited about this. Number 2.
Woo!
Where is Dark Cloud 3?
Yeah, where is Dark Cloud 3 level 5? Where's it at?
I think we follow this under the same one as Siphon Filter. Not an
Yes.
issue. Not an issue.
Not an issue. It's a gripe.
You're damn right it is.
And number 1. The PlayStation 4 Pro muddies the water for developers.
Incorrect. Factually incorrect. All it does is scale things up a little bit.
Okay.
Woo!
There's
Is that a kitty?
Yeah, that's
Somebody's
Cosmo.
I hear a kitty.
I have to read this one just because it's number 1. There have been several times where the PlayStation 4 Pro has tempted me with its allure. Recently, it was that hot Reddit issue with Marvel Spider-Man, but I always wake up from my delusions. I don't need it, especially with the PlayStation 5 close at hand. Mine is loud, but still functional. It makes me feel like it confuses both the fans and the developers. Is my standard PlayStation 4 inferior? Should we implement time and money into a diluted market? It's just a weird strategy.
That is working 100%, so your point is moot and dumb. Move on. It is so I was actually looking at sales numbers from the time period. I believe it was a 2-month time period from when PS4 Pro came out, as opposed to Xbox One X, and PS4 sales increased. I don't know if it was the 2 months or if it was, I forget what it was, but I picked it was a bar graph, and I picked the same amount of time essentially. and PS4s increased it by 20 million consoles in that time period. Basically, it was like the major boost from PS4 Pro over an extended period of time. But that same amount of time, Xbox One X increased Xbox sales by 9 million. So you're looking at a 2-to-1 difference there, PS4 Pro to an Xbox One X. People are buying multiple. They're buying their second PlayStations to have the Pro. So it definitely worked for sure. So weird strategy, maybe, but it's definitely working.
And I own 4 PlayStations.
Well, you are just,
and 3 of them are pros.
you are the person. You're just yeah.
You're disgusting.
Yeah. Fact.
How am I disgusted? I had to have that God of War one.
And you had to have the Spider-Man one.
You don't have to have the God of War one.
I didn't buy the Spider-Man one.
Oh, okay.
I bought the collector's edition Spider-Man. And I'm buying Darksiders, which is essentially the price of a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Let's clean this shit up.
Yes.
Let's not steal other people's catchphrases, Steven.
All right, let's do some housekeeping.
No, I meant literally. Let's clean this up. I wasn't like doing a catchphrase. I was like,
all right,
this is dirty. We need to clean it up.
That is the end of our topic. So let's do some housekeeping.
Let's clean this shit up.
You did it.
All right, Steven. Since you stole his catchphrase, you get to do the housekeeping.
Woo! All right, well, we're looking for some help. You want to help out Prove a Gamer? Go to provinggamer.com and click on the Help Wanted tab. Fill out the application. Let us know what you want to do, and maybe we have room for you, and we'll bring you on. All right, so do that. And while you're there, you could click on a couple of things, but we'll get to that later. If you're a Twitch streamer, we're also looking for that, especially as Extra Life is getting so close. But we'll talk about Extra Life a little bit later as well. If you want to be a part of the show, you could tweet at us at Trophy Whores. You could also follow Proven Gamer at Proven Gamer. You could email us at trophyhores@provengamer.com. That's trophyhores@provengamer.com. Or you could call us on our phone number and leave a message for us that we could play here on the show. And that phone number is 330-PROVEN9. That's 330-776-8369. If you like this show, maybe you'll like our other shows on the Proven Gamer podcast network here that we're running so efficiently and smoothly. We have PG Spoilers, which apparently there's one in the works. Don't know if that's actually coming, but it could. We have Nintendo Dual Screens, which is a show that I co-host with Andy Asimakis, who was a guest on this show to talk about Mega Man there for a minute.
A drunken guest.
Yeah, a chocolate wasted guest. And then we have Game Stuff, general games discussion podcast, which has been really, really entertaining these last couple of weeks, if I do say so. You can find those podcasts wherever you could find any podcast, really, honestly. It's on we're on everything, and including this show that you're listening to now, and Nintendo Dual Screens is also on iHeartRadio and Spotify. There's another way you can get in touch with us and hang out with us, and that's through our PlayStation 4 communities. That's right, we have the Proven Gamer PlayStation 4 community. Just type in Proven Gamer. We have the Trophy Wars community, which is called the T-Dubs Brothel, so just type that in, the letter T, D-U-B-S, and then the word brothel. Put that in, and you can find us. And then we also have Yield's Platinum Guild, which if you search Platinum Guild, that's run by our very own I Yield to No One, and you can go in there and boast and brag about your Platinum trophies. Do you have any Platinum Guild shout-outs this week, Yield?
No. I need to get on that. I didn't do that tonight.
All right.
I was going
to.
Maybe next week.
So.
Oh, so there was a bet going on. See, someone's got to clue me in on this. I'd host someone.
Oh, I didn't bet. I don't.
No, there was
bet.
no bet. Last week I said somebody got the Spider-Man plat, and I said I'm going to say it because Yield's going to forget.
No, I didn't forget.
Yeah.
I saw it. I just haven't wrote them all down yet.
And you could also hang out with us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Trophy Whores, I believe, or it might be Proven Gamer Trophy Whores. I'm not sure, but you could look for it and you could find us and hang out with us on the Face Libre. We also have a Discord channel. If you want to join our community there, you could search. Do we have the? Yeah, we do have the link to that on Proven Gamer.
Yeah, it's on the right
Proven
side.
Gamer and click it. Yep, and click that. So that's all the ways you can hang out with us and interact with us, but we do have sponsors to tell you about. And Tricky, I'll kick it over to you.
Why do you kick it over to me for sponsors? I do.
Because I'm hot. I want to take off my sweater.
Well, you are.
That's right, my hoodie, which is a sweater.
You are a hot, sexy little man there.
Woo!
All right. We are sponsored by Extra Life. If you could, I'm about to do Amazon. Hell yeah. Extra Life is a 24, sometime 25. This year it is 25. Our charity marathon where we raise money for pediatric cancer research and treatment. If you go to extra-life.org and sign up, you can raise money for your local hospital. You could join the team. I appreciate it if you could join the Proven Gamer team because we want to be awesome. I do know that we have crossed the $1,000 mark as a team. Actually, I think we're closer to 1,500.
Tricky, I do kind of want to clear up any potential confusion. You mentioned pediatric cancer, but any money collected to Extra Life does not specifically go to that.
Well, okay, I apologize.
Originally, the founder of Extra Life, Doc, he was friends with someone who was suffering from pediatric cancer, and that's kind of where that came from. But the money raised during Extra Life goes to help children who are suffering with many ailments and not just pediatric cancer.
I apologize. I didn't mean to make it seem that way. But yes, you're right. In my mind, that's the reason this got started. And yes, our goal right now, our total right now is $1,345 raised as a team, and we are ranked a 286th team overall. So we're
not bad,
kicking some ass. We still got to get Yield his $200 so he can stream for Extra Life. If Yield ever made his team, did you ever make your page?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm looking right now. Yes, he did.
Yes, I did.
All right. Alex still hasn't made his page. Alex, why haven't you made your page yet?
Because I just haven't. I don't have a good excuse.
Oh. Your girlfriend and her two sons made their pages.
They did.
Yes. Shame. Shame! I'm going to throw it to Yield for Amazon.
So, if you would, it'd be totally awesome. If you go to provengamer.com, on the left or the right side of the screen, because Tricky can change it, there is a Amazon banner. Doesn't cost you anything. You click on it, takes you over to Amazon, and you can do your shopping as you normally would. And a small portion of what you purchase gets kicked back to the website. Helps keep the lights on. Helps us fancy up our little broadcast area. Put up little walls so we don't have to see each other. So, yeah. It's awesome.
All right. And we also have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/ProvenGamer. Whatever tier you decide to support us on, know that it's greatly appreciated and does help keep the lights on. Steven, I'm going to throw it back to you because I'm never fully prepared for this, which I'm ashamed of.
Yeah.
Tell people about Humble Bundle, please.
Humble Bundle? You want to know all about that Humble Bundle, don't you? Well, you can if you'd like. It's very easy. Humble Bundle is a organization that gets a ton of software, whether it's video games or computer software, or like ebooks and stuff like that. They put them together for extremely inexpensive price. And if you purchase anything through Humble Bundle, you support charity. And if you use our links, which are on provengamer.com, if you click the banner there and you buy something that way, it supports our Extra Life team. So there are definitely some really cool ways that you can support charity and also get really cool games. Let's see what we got. So there are 4 days left for this one, and this one's a really cool one. I want to tell you about this one if you don't mind.
Are you talking about the Discovery Pack?
No, I am talking about the Bethesda Bombs Drop Sale.
Oh, all right. Do that
Bethesda
one.
has.
Then I got one for the listeners.
Cool. You could save up to 50% off select Fallout titles. We got the original Fallout for $5. We have Fallout 4 for $15. You got the Fallout 4 Season Pass for $30. We have actually, hold on. Is that the real price or is that? Yeah, that's the price. Okay. What else we got? We got Fallout 4 VR. We got Fallout New Vegas for $13. Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition for $12. So you get the point. And then all the DLCs are here too for super cheap, 40% off, 50% off. Some of these are 60% off. Pretty amazing stuff. Which one do you got?
I got the Humble Discovery Pack, and for $10, you can get War of the Overlord, including the DLC Heart of Gold, Osiris New Dawn, Kentucky Route Zero with the Season Pass, Tricky Towers, Phantom Brave PC, Ruby Grim Eclipse, and you get a free month to Rooster Teeth first. All for $10.
There's also a Malware Fighter pack here. It's the Computer Care pack, and you can pay with what you want and get $173 worth of free antivirus type software, anti-malware software. So if you're looking to secure your shit, you can get it for extremely affordable price. But yeah, it's a really cool deal. You should always go there. You should make an account anyway, because you'll never know when something you really wanted to buy back in the day pops up and it's super cheap, and you're also helping out charities. So
all right, and and just know that there's a Humble Bundle link in the description of this podcast and all the other podcasts, and there's one on the website. So if you could go through that link and help Extra Life, help us out, and get yourself some games for cheap. So, all right. With that being said, let's close out the show with some shout-outs. Alex, I'm going to let you go first, sir.
Well, then I'm going to take the opportunity to first thank our listeners. Thank you all very much for joining us every single week, carving out part of your week and spending some time with us. We appreciate it, as I always say, more than we can ever convey on the show. Because without you all, there really is no Trophy Horse. There would be no growth of Trophy Horse from the start. It would really not be a podcast, but just a distant memory, because you all, it's our voices, but you all continue to push the show beyond what we ever thought it could be. So thank you all very much for being the fuel that is the fire of Trophy Horrors. I want to thank my hosts for showing up on this Thursday night, Steven, Yield, and Mike, or should I say Tricky.
Hey!
The government names!
What the hell,
Everyone
man?
knows your name is Mike. Shut up.
It doesn't matter.
At least I said Yield.
And you didn't give his real name.
No, I didn't. His real name is Yield.
Yeah.
Last name to no one.
To no one.
I hate you.
It says that on my birth certificate.
I hate you.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I've literally changed it. I Ocho Cinco'd it.
I'm going to give a shout out to Mega Man 11, because Mega Man 11 is a fantastic game, and a Mega Man game that does not have Keiji Inafune attached to it. So, not often do you see a great Mega Man game without his name as part of the credits roll, but yes, Mega Man 11 is a fantastic game. Despite the fact that I wasn't sure if I'd actually like it, I actually do like it quite a bit, and like Andy said, it's a fantastic game, probably one of the top 5 Mega Man games of all time, which is pretty impressive. So, and lastly, I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Ashley, who is currently in bed. She is quite tired from a long day at work, but thank you for support of the show. She voted that hoodies are sweaters, so she voted with Mike in that poll. Yeah.
What's with the government name?
Oh, it's like the 3rd time I've said it, Mike. Calm down.
Oh my lord! When you edit the show, there better be beeps. That's all I'm saying.
There's not going to be beeps. But yes, I love you, honey. Even if you do think a hoodie is a sweater, it's not a sweater. But yes, thank you for your continued support in everything I do, and from Pokemon Go to Trophy Horse to everything. So thank you, baby. I love you. Mike, back to you.
I have a quick question before we close out the show. But yeah, I know. I have a quick question before we close out the show, but I'm going to do a shout out first. Steven, your shout outs.
I am a tired boy, so I'm going to make this quick. Thank you all for listening very much. Thank you, gentlemen, for recording. It's been fun. Thank you, Shuhei Yoshida, for letting us change our names. All praise to Shuhei.
Now let us say whores on the network.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We got to push for that.
Yield.
So I will give a shout out to Tricky, Steven, and Alex for recording this evening. A shout out to all of you, the pimps and the madams of the whoredom. A shout out to Homer Get Stuffed, Tricky, Skins. I forget your digits at the end of your name.
921.
921. Sweet Mama D and the Goddess for propelling our Proven Gamer Rock Band to platinum. We're pushing for diamond, but hey, platinum's pretty good. We've never been that high before.
We got to get Steven in there with his lovely singing voice.
A shout out to Insomniac for Ratchet and Clank. I'm really enjoying the game. And I've gotten trophies that Tricky hasn't gotten, so I just forgot to rub that in a little bit farther. And that'll do it for me. I'm sure I'm forgetting something.
Shout out to Unions.
I had a list.
Shout out to Unions.
But it was in my head, and that was last week.
All right, shout out to the listeners. Shout out to my co-host. This is actually the first full show we've had in a while.
Yes, it is. And it may be the last. You never know.
Shout out to the Goddess. Shout out to Sweet Mama D. Now, my question for you, gentlemen. I posted a picture on my personal Facebook page, and it's spurned a debate.
Spurned a debate.
How
spurred?
In how well do you cook your steak?
Medium rare.
Medium rare to medium.
Oh, see, I'm the oddball. I cook mine well to medium well.
Oh, you're a criminal, sir.
Nah, it can't be mooing when I cut into it.
Oh,
do you use ketchup?
No.
Use A1?
God, no. What do you think I am, a communist?
Do you eat candy bars with a fork and knife?
Do you use A1?
Yes.
What the hell's wrong with you?
There has only been one steak in my life, and it was the most recent steak I've had that did not require A1.
Oh my god! All right, go look at my personal Facebook page. There's literally a steak where it's so soft. The guy is cutting it with 2 spoons.
Yeah, I saw that.
My mouth waters when I watch that.
Oh, was that your food porn
yes.
post? I skipped over that. I'm like, it's a picture of a steak.
No, dude. Oh my god, that looks so. Oh, it makes me want to go find a Ruth Chris and go blow $400.
A steak's not worth $400.
Depends on what kind of steak. If there's nothing else, until next week, happy trophy hunting.
Later.
Be excellent to each other.
Peace out.
Save your last words, then riddle me this. Save your last words. Save your last words, then riddle me this. Save your last words, then riddle me this. Save your last words, then riddle me this. Save your last words, then riddle me this.
The theme song is Venus by the band Even off their album Zenith. Permission granted by the band and 12 Stone Records. You can find them on Facebook by going to www.facebook.com/evenphilippines.